Hello, and welcome to this special place to be with God. Wherever we are is a special place to be with God. It's a place where we can listen to God, and we can tell the stories of God. We can talk to God. Sometimes we might want to talk more softly in case someone else is talking to God and we don't want to disturb them. And we don't have to hurry because we have all the time we need. So, since this is a time of worship, we start off with a greeting to each other. So I will say, Christ is risen. And then you respond, Christ is risen indeed. Today is the fourth Sunday after Pentecost. And so we light our Christ candle to remind us that Christ is always with us. When we gather to hear God's stories, or wherever we are and whatever we're doing. Today, we are going to hear a parable, which is a story that Jesus told. And so we're going to hear a few parables over the next few weeks. So the one we are going to hear today is found in our Bible, and it is in the book of Luke. And I'm starting with verse 16 and going through verse 23. Jesus told this story. Someone gave a great dinner and invited many people. At the time for the dinner to be served, he sent his servant to say to those who had been invited, "Come, for everything is ready now." But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said to him, "I have bought a piece of land, and I must go and see it. Please accept my regrets." And another said, "I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I'm going to try them out. Please accept my regrets." Another said, "I have just been married, and therefore I cannot come." So the servant returned and reported all of this to the master. Then the owner of the house became angry, and he said to the servant, "Go out at once into the streets and the lanes of the town and bring in the poor and the crippled and the blind and the lame." And the servant said, "Sir, what you have ordered has been done, and there is still room." Then the master said to the servant, "Go out into the roads and the lanes and invite people to come in so that my house may be filled." So now we are going to learn a bit more about this story. So I invite you to make sure that you are ready, that your bodies are ready, and that your mind is centered. And to help us do that, we'll sing "Be Still and Know." So join me in singing this song. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. So when we sing that song together, we know it's time to hear one of God's stories. So I will move our candle to the side a little bit so that we have plenty of room to tell this story. I wonder if this is a parable. It might be, because parables are precious like gold, and this box is gold. It kind of looks like a present. Well, parables can be like presents. We can't buy them, or take them or steal them. They have already been given to us. There's another reason that it might be a parable. It has a lid. And sometimes parables seem like they have lids on them. Sometimes it's hard to know what the meaning of a parable is. But if we lift the lid of a parable, we find something very precious inside. I know. Maybe we'll lift the lid and see if this is a parable. I wonder what this could be. If you were here in the room with me, you might say it looks like a blanket. It's very green. Maybe it's a field. Maybe it's a rug. Let's see what else we have. This looks like a table. Once, there was someone who said such amazing things and did such wonderful things that people began to follow him. And as they followed, he began to talk about a kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. But they didn't understand. They had never been to such a place, and they didn't know anyone who had. So one day he said, "The kingdom of heaven is like this. A man prepared a great feast." Now these might be hard for you to see, so I will let you know. We have some meat for our feast. We have some bread. We have some candles for our table. We have fish. And we have some poultry. And we have some fruit. And when everything was ready, the host told his servant to go out and let all the invited guests know that the feast was ready and they should come. But they began to make excuses. So the first person said, "I have just bought a field and I need to go check it out. Please excuse me." And then the next person said, "I have just bought 5 yoke of oxen and I need to go attend to them. Please excuse me from the feast." And then the next person said, "I have just gotten married, so I cannot come. Please excuse me." So when the servant told the host of the feast that no one could come, he got a little angry. And he said, "Well, go out into the highways and the roads Go out into the town and invite the poor and the crippled and the blind to come to the feast. And then the servant said, I have done that, and there is still room at the table. And he said, then go outside, out on the highways and the roads, and invite more people to come so that my house will be filled. I wonder how it felt to be invited to this grand feast. Now you can pause your video and talk about these questions if you like with your family. I wonder how all these people who came to the feast feel about the host. And I wonder how the host feels about all those people. I wonder if these people have names. I wonder how many people could really fit around this table. And I wonder if you have ever been at a table like this. And I wonder where this table might really be. Now, I'm going to change our light. And when we change the light, it reminds us that the light of Christ, which is in one place at one time, can be in many places at all times, wherever we are and wherever we go. Amen.